not a spring chicken. The hot news today is, of course, the nationalization of not only the banks, but of business in general. And now we are hearing the first words of America's first dictator? I think you might have heard some of that from us before. But here's the big question is, who is pulling the strings? In other words, whose agenda is the U.S. following? Well, it's not these strings that we're talking about being pulled. Yeah, we're talking about President Obama's. Yeah, you think I'm going back to the 60s or something? It's just I'm wearing my scarf a little bit different today. I like to mix it up.
It's an honor of us going a step backwards in the history of our country.
Oh, Obama, in the spirit of bipartisanship, is to use reconciliation bill to get his way.
Isn't that something? He only needs 50 votes and Biden in order to pass every piece of legislation, which means that they got, I think, 20 minutes on the floor to get it done. No debate, no amendments, nothing. It just will be passed by basically a vote. The ayes have it.
Yeah, and so what makes the U.S. different than any of these other dictatorships?
Well, basically it's happening the same way. If people actually had studied history in school, which they're required to do, they know that this is how Hitler came to power.
Oh, really?
And remember that our president doesn't seem to like Jewish businessmen a whole lot.
Ooch.
Isn't that strange?
I know. Today, for the first time in my life, I heard the word dictator used for any American president.
I mean, I heard news people this morning and last night throwing that word around. No, not the imperial president like they've said about Nixon and Bush, but they're calling him the first dictatorial president.
You know, isn't it funny that the Parade magazine, which was in the Sunday Times, talked about the world's dictators?
Yeah.
They're
all
the world's worst dictators.
Muslims, naturally, and guess what we have for a president?
Yeah, bold claims of stimulus jobs can't be measured.
Well, no, because what he's doing, he's saying saved or created. He can say any figure he wants on save. Well, we passed the stimulus, so therefore they're not going to fire these people. Of course, no matter what the stock market says, but then again, Barack Obama controls the stock department through the stock exchange. The job loss figures keep increasing, although we are looking for people.
We are?
We are, yeah.
Obama doesn't need congressional support to redo the financial community.
Right, because he said that he can do it through using FDIC. He can use it through through any other sort of agency that doesn't have congressional oversight.
Clinton says North Korea planned to fire missile provocative. They can be talked to.
I know that we can talk. They will if they want to become a part of the international community. Shame on you. You can't do that.
That's not going to do any good.
Basically, they may even basically, since they know that Obama can be rolled, my guess is they could fire a missile right into Tokyo, and Mr. Obama would send Hillary over there and say,
"Shame on you."
That was not a nice thing to have done. If you do it again, you're not going to be allowed to play with the big boys.
Like, who cares?
Well, they said last night. I heard him talking. The people from the people in Europe that know all are scared of this president because they said he has no backbone. And he apologized at the drop of the hat, and is going to pull troops out everywhere.
U.S. vows to sustain dollar's dominance. Forex, dollar off lows. Hit on Geithner remarks. Yen slips.
We're now, yesterday it's raised a bit, but it was an all-time low against everything yesterday because of Geithner and Obama.
That's really bad.
Right, but I think they want it to be that way, though. They probably want it to be whatever the currency is in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia or Dubai?
Yeah, that would be the currency.
And more on that later when we talk about the puppets. Deputy EPA chief nominee withdraws.
Yeah, he didn't want to go. He said this was not a time to have to go through all this personal investigation. Nobody wants any of Obama's jobs.
No, that's bad.
Well, I mean, they may not be the world's most honest people, but they still are afraid that the people will find out because, well, they know what Congress has done to people already. So
I know.
So you're not going to go let people know that you haven't paid your taxes or that you've done this or that.
Oh, that's true because before they were just, well, maybe that's.
But now they're just simply giving out a list of names of enemies now.
Some at AIG buck efforts to give back the bonus pay.
I heard one of them say that basically, that man that you have as president can jam his thing up his guess what?
Well, especially because some of the people, they were from different divisions of the company.
Everybody at AIG is waiting for the first person to be killed as a result of what Obama has done.
I know, isn't that really bad that they're waiting for,
They're all waiting for it.
And
they're
all
anticipating, okay, they've increased security around all the AIG personnel because they're afraid of what Obama is going to do next.
Aren't they taking some,
Obama.
Aren't they removing some of the signage too, or covering it
they're
up?
removing everything that identifies them as being AIG.
That's bad.
Right.
That's really bad. U.S. sees Chinese military rise and a need for more contact to solve this minor problem.
I love that. That they've built. They've been set. They're basically spending our money to buy German scientists from Germany's ideas to rebuild a military, and Obama's going to let it happen because it's not a big problem. I have a stack of papers that thick I have from the Pentagon on just how bad it is. Basically, they could hit anywhere in the world anytime they wanted, and nothing can be done to stop it because Mr. Obama doesn't believe in a missile defense screen.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Under Obama's massive spending program, U.S. Treasury bonds seem like a bad bet.
I know, isn't that a good one? Nobody in the world. What's happening is we're buying the things at whatever price that we can get, and we're buying them by printing up paper that's worthless. Anybody remember how we got into this crisis to begin with? It was spending money that people didn't have, and Obama's spending it by the zillions.
I know, and he keeps spending it.
He controls the printing press.
Well, that's something new. That's why the Chinese government's so upset with us.
That's right, because they need a stable currency in order to take over the world, and with us being unstable, it makes it difficult.
Obama, the U.S. is to blame for much of the Mexican drug violence.
I love that.
Oh, come on.
Okay, there would have been no 9/11 if the United States hadn't done this. There would have been no Vietnam. There would have been no World War II. There would have been no World War I. None of these things would have ever happened except for the United States. That's the apologetic line of the Democratic Party. We are responsible for global warming. Last night I was watching on the History Channel the big white ball 650 million years ago. The United States was obviously responsible for the ice age that destroyed all life.
Oh, man.
We weren't responsible for the creation of life, but we would have been named by Al Gore as responsible for the destruction of life.
Of course. The British Prime Minister on the way out because of too much spending and taxing.
I know, and Mr. Obama doesn't seem to get the message.
In fact, he's trying to get them all to spend more.
He wants all of the countries to adopt his plan of higher social spending and taxes on businesses and individuals.
Well, see, there's a difference is they were elected and can be ousted very quickly.
They can be ousted within 30 days because they have a different system than ours. We'll put it this way. You can do a recall on the President of the United States. It's never been done, folks, but you can simply go recall him.
Really?
You can recall any elected official.
Oh, wow. Without help, Postal Service faces threat of going broke.
Postal Service is subsidized by the United States government. There's no thought about them going broke. Same with Amtrak.
Same with what?
Amtrak. Amtrak gets its money from the government.
Chinese investors find opportunity in the U.S. real estate slump.
Well, yeah, they'll come. If you're going to get any money, from the, this plan to buy up thing, it's going to be from the Chinese.
The Christian Science Monitor prints its final edition on Friday.
Yeah, because they said there's no future in publications in this country anymore. They're going strictly to online. But they said they'll actually be able to put more news out because they don't have to.
Don't have to print it and distribute it. They just put it up online.
The problem lies is the printing and distribution.
Yeah. I know the Obama flops. Conservationists hail new era as Congress passes the wilderness bill.
Well, yeah, because this guy he's just every piece of land that there's any chance of any oil or any minerals on, he is basically seizing for the United States government to prevent it from ever being used.
Why toddlers don't do what they're told.
Because they're toddlers. They don't know any different. They're sort of like Barack Obama.
Alaska's Mount Redoubt volcano erupts at least twice.
Yeah, and it's going to keep going until it really does the Big Bang.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
I think just because somebody else does something stupid doesn't mean if you do the same stupid thing that you're right.